This?
No.
Oh. All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Abundant Will podcast. Like I said yesterday, I just wanted to do a 6-month interview with Jill, just from the donor perspective, because I know there's people that are first-time donors and maybe husbands or wives or just stuff like that. I know somebody could relate to this, so we're gonna do it, and so we'll start. I guess let's just start from. I mean, when you decided that you were willing to be a donor.
Like the actual minute or the when I thought about it the very first time?
Both.
Well, I thought about it the very first time when I was a kid, actually, because my aunt needed a kidney transplant,
Mm-hmm.
and but I was young. I was like way too young, maybe 11 or 12 years old, and so I thought about it. That was the very first time, and I didn't really think much of it. It was kind of like a routine thing that most other people besides me, it felt like. And I never really gave it another thought until I met you. And you told me about, your previous transplants and that it was always a possibility that you would have to have another one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got some news from the doctor and started having to go do different tests and stuff. And I thought, well, here it is again.
Right.
That was the first time that I had seriously considered it. But then when we found out that you were likely to have a better outcome with a living donor, that's when I was like, all right, well, if that's the case, then let's do that. Because if it's a better outcome, not only for you, but and another person, and we can get it expedited, then why not?
Right. So I guess so. Basically, it's kind of been somewhat of a recurring theme in your life. Would you say?
I
I
guess.
mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, my aunt was born with type 1 diabetes, and she had all kinds of other issues too, though. But um, that directly affected her kidney health. And then my sister, she's had some issues with her kidneys over the years. Nothing like my aunt did, but just
Right.
enough to raise the flag and make you consider those types of things. Like, is that something that maybe I should be checking up on? And then I did the full kidney donor eligibility day at Northwestern.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole entire day.
Yeah, and it turns out I was a perfect candidate. So, I mean, I'm thankful though that I'm not a so-called victim of that, because it evidently runs in my family a little bit.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right. So from there, I guess so. Just explain real quick, just kind of the process of going just that day and what entailed it, and like what you had to do to go through the donor process to be approved. To
Oh, from the very beginning, like that
no,
transplant day.
no, from like the day when you did the 12 hours and like
Oh,
you go
the
in the
donor
room
day.
with everybody.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That was a long day. They had us plan ahead so that we would be there like first thing in the morning at the hospital, and we would plan to be there the entire day. And you had to fast in the morning so they could get blood work and urine samples and all that stuff. But you had a class that you would sit in and get all of your questions answered. You'd meet with the head doctor who, his, I don't know if his title is head doctor, but he's like the point guy for
Mhm.
all of the transplants. And he answered all of our questions, and you're in a group of people in that point. It's a group setting. But then as you're going throughout the day, you're kind of branching off into different rooms to get various tests done.
Right.
One of them was I forget what they call it. It was the renal function. It basically,
Oh yeah.
it told you how your kidneys functioned and how long it took them to get everything. So it detected your kidney function and gave a good level or a good reading into that. I'll remember it as soon as we hang up. But it was that test, and that's like an all day long thing. You have to do it first thing in the morning, and then a couple hours after that, and then a couple hours after that. So you're
so they kind of watch how it progresses all day.
Yeah, so they're sort of just ushering you through all of these things, and it was a long day, but it went well. And then I got the call from Northwestern that I was eligible to be a living donor. So they said, we'll keep in touch with you along the way. And they did. They called me every couple of weeks just to check in on me and make sure that my thoughts hadn't changed and that I, hadn't changed my mind about being a donor, and checking in on you, making sure that through the grapevine you're doing okay from a donor standpoint. And they gave me all of any reading material I could have asked for, any sort of resources I could have asked for. They were there every step of the way. And then we got to, actually, you got readmitted into the hospital a couple of weeks after your surgery because of your liver levels. And that was the week of my surgery.
Well, right, but...
Oh, we're not there
yet.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so my next question was, obviously, you decided to be a donor in hopes to be able to obviously give your kidney to me, right? And then throughout the process, we found out that you weren't the best match.
No, in fact, that was the furthest thing from a match for you.
And so I guess my question is what made you still continue to want to do this? Yes, you are still sacrificing for me, but you're also sacrificing for someone else. Yeah. And I also know from going through this my whole entire life that, there's situations like that where people back out, you know what I mean? So I just, I guess my question is, why didn't you feel the need to, and why did you want to continue to keep on going? And
rough. Well, if I feel like you are the most, I guess the simplest way to put it is you're the most special person in my life, right? We chose one another to spend our lives with. That being said, I'm willing to do that for you. And it's like a humanity thing, right? It's if I'm willing to do it for you, selfishly, I'm doing it because I want you to be around, right? I want to spend my life with you.
Right.
And I just figured that, okay, so if I'm the furthest thing from a match for you, because you're what, A negative? And I'm B positive. Yes, because I'm B positive. We joked about that, yeah. So I'm the furthest thing from it, but I was eligible. And they said, hey, you're a great candidate for this. It just so happened that I guess they take your left kidney most of the time. But my left one was right here in comparison to my right. So they took my right ones and left my good one, I guess. But they were very transparent through it all. And it was no different an experience when they called me to tell me that, hey, you're not a match for Will, but you're a match for somebody else, right? And so that immediately made me think, well, I'm willing to do this for you. And in full circle, it will happen for you. I would want somebody to do it for me.
Right.
So I just, that.
Okay. Good answer. All right. So, okay. So we established that you went through the kidney donor program. You were approved. you're healthy, your kidneys are in perfect condition. I'm not a match. You're still going through with it. We're still going through with it. So, okay, so when it was Jill's turn for surgery, I think her date was the 15th, right?
Yours was the 15th.
Mine was the 15th and yours
30th.
was the 30th.
30th.
The 30th. Okay. Yeah, so by that time I'm pretty sure I had been released.
Yep.
But then I had to go back fairly quickly just because the meds, like I said,
It was
and
routine blood work,
well, yeah, but
and it was not good.
right, but I showed up there and I was yellow, and like I said
Bad.
in yesterday's episode, you know, getting the transplant is just half the battle, dude, because after you have the transplant, then you got to find your balance in meds, and you got to find you know, the sweet spot between everything, especially like if you're somebody who has more than just a kidney transplant going on like me or something like that. So yeah, so when Jill was coming in for her surgery date, I was in the hospital because my levels were still high and low, and I was yellow and things like that. So I couldn't even be with her. I just remember we were texting in the morning and things like that. So take us through waking up on donor morning and going through all that. And
I don't think I ever went to sleep. Really? I mean, your parents were here. So we found that out. You had your surgery. Everything went well with your surgery. And then you went back for blood work. And it was like, I had to leave you there. You know, they were like impatient right away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, kind of crapping my pants a little bit because all I wanted was for you to be there.
Right.
So I went to bed the night before. And thankfully your parents were here and Kyla was here, but you were not. And that's really all I wanted because my dad's not here anymore either.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted that, you know, and it was, I'm not going to lie to you, it was hard. Going to bed that night was difficult. I can't tell you if I actually slept or not.
But what kind of thoughts were you having?
All of them.
Yeah.
From the very best case scenario to the very worst case scenario. I was thinking about you. I was thinking about, my mind immediately goes to worst case, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, so
right.
That's what I was at. And so I was a mile a minute texting you, you know, hoping that maybe they just came in for blood work and you were awake.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just kind of crapping my pants, to be honest with you. I felt a very overwhelming sense of calm because I knew it was the right thing to do and that everything was going to be okay. But in the moments leading up to it, even just traveling to the city from here is enough to make you like a little bit anxious, right? So,
right.
So all of that, and then making sure that Kyla was calm because her dad's in the hospital,
right.
and now I'm about to be in the hospital, and Nana and Papa are here,
right.
and everything's just kind of chaotic, and the dogs all knew what was going on, so it was a lot to try to absorb and process.
Mm-hmm.
But I had that sense of, I had an overwhelming feeling of like, once we get over this part, we're good.
Yeah.
Like all is well. So that was, when I woke up that morning, I was like, okay, we're doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we got up super early. Everything was smooth. The drive to the hospital was smooth. Your mom they would only allow 2 people in the room. So your mom and dad came with, but only your mom and Kyla were allowed in.
Mm-hmm.
And they took us back like really fast. And it was just kind of wild because there were so many people in the waiting room, like waiting for various things. Like some of them were there for outpatient stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They were there for all kinds of different things, you know? And I'm thinking to myself, God, this is just a regular Friday morning.
Yeah.
For this facility, you know,
mm-hmm.
This is not for anybody who's behind the curtain, but everybody out here is panicking.
Right.
And again, I just felt the overwhelming feeling of like, but so that's their Tuesday. My Tuesday looks like sitting behind a keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
their Tuesday looks like this.
Yeah.
You know, or their Friday or
Right.
whatever day of the week it was. So we went in to the room, and I don't know, I must have had a telltale look on my face because the nurse was like, "Oh, are you nervous?" And your mom immediately told him, like, "Hey, she's a little nervous about the IV." Like,
yeah,
and
right.
so they said, though, that the lady that they were like, "Oh, well, perfect, because the lady that's coming in to do yours is magician. You won't even feel it." And I didn't. She put it right up here so I wouldn't get yucky with the bend and stuff. And
I know the IVs were one of your things.
I was nervous about that IV, and she's like, "Well, you're probably gonna wake up with a couple more." I'm like,
Yeah.
"That's fine, as long as I go to sleep with one,
Right.
we're gonna be okay. Otherwise, you put that second one in, I'm going to sleep regardless."
Right.
And it was fast. It was fast. They did nerve blocks on either side of my back. That was just very fast. I didn't really feel that. It kind of just felt like, I don't know, if you like bend the wrong way and you kind of get that like zing
like
in your
that
back, and you're like,
shock,
"Oh, yeah." That's about all that felt like. And after that, I was very like sort of floaty. After that, I didn't really have much sensation in my back or anywhere else for that matter. And then they brought me into the OR, and I remember them asking me questions about who I was and what I was there for, you know, just to verify everything. And at that very moment, I remember Dr. Leventhal saying, because they stressed this a lot at the hospital, they said, if at any point as a donor, up until you fall asleep for surgery, you don't want to do this.
Yeah. And at the last minute, you were like, "Hold up."
I did too. Because I had a question, and I couldn't even now tell you what that question was, but I just remember thinking to myself, like, "Oh, wait." And I was out like a light. And
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just have to say this. But I remember when so I was in the hospital for a couple days after my surgery, and then my scar got really, really black and big, there was a lot of like blood clotting in it and stuff like that. So they had to take me down for surgery again, cut the incision that they just made wide open, go in there with some kind of like little vacuum. I imagine it's like something kind of similar to like the dentist's office when they, you know, just jam something in your mouth. But I remember I was laying on the table, and Rohan came in, and he was like, "Hey, what's up, Will?" And I'm like, "Mr. Rohan," or I was like, "Dr. Rohan, come here." He's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Dude, please take pictures of what comes out of me. I want to see it. Please take." I'm like, "Take pictures." And he walks away, and I'm like, "Please take pictures. Please will you take pictures and send them to my wife?" And then I was gone, and I was out. But yeah, I just remember that, and that was funny.
Yeah, that's the last thing I remember. I was thinking to myself, "Oh, wait," because I had a question. It wasn't even like, "Wait, I don't want to do this." And then I woke up, and I was in the hallway, and it just happened to be. So up until that point, they had always said if your dates are the same, like if I was a match for you, obviously our surgery date would be the same. They said if you're related or whatever, we're going to put you on opposite sides of the floor, so to encourage you to walk and, you know, stand up and things like that. Whether or not that was true, or they were just messing with us, we don't know. But
we did end up
pretty
right next to one
about
another,
like keeping us apart, right? And I woke up, and they're like, "Okay, Jill, you gotta get up and walk to your bed because we can't fit remember that goofy corner room I was in? So they couldn't fit the bed into the room." And I'm thinking to myself, "You have got me.
Why don't you guys carry me?" Right.
Yeah, so I couldn't
slide that thing under me and just carry me
I'm
over
like,
there.
"Dad, I can't. I don't even know who's Jill." You know, I'm thinking to myself, "What are you guys yelling about?" and everybody's hollering at me, telling me to wake up. I don't know how long I was laying there, and
So
everybody was
do you
hollering.
even remember waking up in the spot that you wake up before you go up to your room?
No,
You don't remember one?
No, the
not
last
one
thing I
time?
remember is when I was thinking to myself, "Oh wait, I have a question," and then I fell asleep. And the very next thing I remember is people yelling at me in the hallway to wake up.
Huh?
They probably weren't yelling. I just thought they were very loud.
Yeah, because
So
when
I
I
felt
got out of
drugged up.
surgery, I woke up in that spot and I was screaming because I could just feel everything. And I'm like, dude, you gotta help me, get me something. And he kept giving me shots and giving me shots. And I'm like, it's not helping, dude. Please give me some more. And he was like,
Oh.
he's like, I go, I'm not bullshitting you. I'm being 100% with you. I'm not kidding. It still hurts. Like it's on a scale from 1 to 10, it's like a 25. And he's
Oh.
like, I know, I could tell because I've given you enough to knock out an elephant and you're still screaming.
Jeez.
But I
Yeah, I
was
don't
only
remember
there
anything.
for, I think, maybe like an hour and a half. And then I got up to the room.
I think, yeah, by the time my surgery was done, it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It was not like by the time the whole thing was done, like
Right.
close
Yeah.
up.
Like, and you were getting in your room. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember
Because your
them
surgery was at like 8, right?
7:30, 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of that just, it was so fast. And they told me, to get up and move. And they had told us that before, like, hey, immediately when you wake up, we want you to move around because there's going to be like outside air gas is what they called it, trapped inside of your body just from us opening you up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the nurses had kept warning me about when you were inpatient, because they found out I was a donor, and they said, that's the worst thing. Whatever you can do to get up and move your body is going to help that gas like dissipate and not build up. And so that's the first thing I thought of. The first thing was, who is yelling at me and why are you guys all hollering? And the second thing was, oh my God, it's done. I have to stand up and move.
Yeah.
To get this stuff going.
Yeah.
Because I ended up having a hematoma behind the incision that was pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And it
I was all bruised up too. I mean, dude, when you go through surgery like that, you're bruised up for a while, dude.
Man,
like a while.
Hurt, yeah. Well, that hematoma, I guess, is not supposed to happen. So they kept an eye on that. My surgery was Friday. They typically discharge the donor the next day as long as labs and everything look good. And they're walking around. But I was not doing too hot because of that. I had like a little bit of a fever, like trying to get all that stuff out. And so they kept me in an extra night, but I was discharged Sunday.
Right.
And it did take, from what they told me to expect leading up to it, they said it was like a solid lay down recovery of like a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going to want to just be feet up for a week, not want to do anything.
And I'm pretty sure you were feet up for a week, and then
I was feet up for almost 2 because of that stupid hematoma. And that gas. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Ooh, boy. I tell you what.
Yep.
That is still nothing, like none of, so I've got 1, 2, 3 little laparoscopic incisions right here on my belly, and then one where a cesarean section would be, which is about like that. It's not very big at all.
Right.
And none of those really gave me like any pain immediately. It's more so like now where I get like little jolts of like, oh, that's probably scar tissue. But man, that gas, oh my gosh.
Right.
Like you all, I was like, I wanted to get off that pain medication because it was making me feel gross. But when that gas started moving around in my body, I thought, oh my gosh, this is it for me.
Right.
I'm a goner.
Well, man, I just had something that I was going to say, but I forgot, but I will think of it. So, just as you were recovering at home, how did that go? Because I know you didn't have to do as much as I had to do with like, going for labs every other day or anything like that. But how was the overall recovery at home?
It was, honestly, your mom and dad were here and they waited on me hand and foot. They
Yeah.
really did. They made sure I had everything that I needed. You included. We sat there
Yeah.
on the couch for the better part of a week
Yeah.
and let people get things for us and do just about everything but help us to the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough just
So-
getting up. I mean, because we had, what do you call it? Bi-level?
Yeah, bi-level.
Yeah, we have a bi-level. So when you walk in, you could either go upstairs
Yeah.
or downstairs or upstairs. And the stairs were a little bit difficult for like the first week. And what else? Oh, yeah, riding in the car. Because in our great state of Illinois, there's
Oh, yeah.
construction everywhere, but not one of the roads doesn't have a pothole in it, or
Well, that's why they increased our taxes again this year so that they can pay for the roads, the infrastructure.
it's ridiculous. But anyway, that was my two big ones, was like walking up and down the stairs and like just going over any kind of bump in the car hurt.
Yeah. That one was rough. But we did go to church the following week. We went and saw all of our peeps at church, and that was nice to like get up and go. But those first like 3 or 4 days were, I'm so grateful that your parents were here, and Kyla helped so much, with the dogs and around the house. And we had so much support from the meal train that my sister set up. We were never without food.
Yeah, like so much food. Thank you, everybody who brought us food. But I think you put 3 people on the thing, and there was enough food to feed 3 people for a week.
3 days on one of those. Yeah. It was astronomical, the amount of food that we received. But so thankful for that, and so grateful, because it took such a huge burden off of not only us, but your parents too. They agreed to come here, and this house is something to be reckoned with, man. These animals, just all these animals. We got them right here, sitting here eating napkins while we're trying to do this. It's just reasons 1 through 4 why we can't have nice things.
I mean, you can't even walk in this house.
Buddy, so thankful that they were here.
And not because there's crap everywhere. It's just because the dogs are in between your feet.
Stop. So yeah, the recovery, couldn't ask for a better recovery. Had so much support throughout it. We had, my mom came and brought us food. My girlfriends came, my sister, all of your family. It was just, we had so much support that it felt like we were just covered.
Right.
All the way around.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody did just a really nice job, and just really, really grateful for everybody that looked out for us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I guess one of the final questions would be, would you recommend being a organ donor or donating if anybody was considering or anything like that? What would you, I guess, what would you say?
I would recommend doing it. Deceased donor for sure, unless of course it goes directly against your beliefs. But deceased donor for sure. Like after my dad passed, we got a letter in the mail letting us know where his organs went and how many people that he was able to impact. And I just think that that's, unless again your beliefs tell you not to, deceased donor for sure. That's a no-brainer. All it is a checkbox on your state application. But living donor, yes, I would recommend looking into it if you are looking for, especially if you have somebody in your life who's been impacted by it. You would be surprised at how many people have found out that we have gone through this and have reached out and said, my fill in the blank just had fill in the blank. Right. So you would really be floored at how many people around you are quiet about it. Just donation in general, the amount of things that you can impact, or the amount of ways you can impact a person with just a simple donation. And I
Yeah.
know that it's
Like
not
you could help
possible.
hundreds.
Oh yeah. And I know it's not possible for everybody. Not everybody's in a position where they can take time off from work and be covered during that time.
Well, like I was telling, I mean, I've said this on other episodes before, but whoever needs the transplant covers, their insurance covers who's
right.
donating to you. So
like for me to donate, all of my hospital visits have been covered by my recipient's insurance. So same thing for you, like whoever your kidney came from, your insurance has paid for all of their procedures. So, but so again, not everybody has.
If that was something that you were worried about in becoming a donor,
you don't there's have compensation to worry about through the hospital. There's compensation through state plans and medical plans. There's all kinds of different compensation. So if it were something that you were interested in, the hospital staff will give you all of that. I would do it again. If I had a third kidney, I would give up another one.
Mm-hmm.
I really would. I think that I don't feel any different for one. The doctors told me to carry on with my life.
Mm-hmm.
Probably don't take NSAIDs for pain relief and that kind of thing. And no crazy amount of protein that's going to gum up my kidney and my renal system. But I don't feel any different. Every once in a while, I get a little zing of that spot probably didn't heal all the way, but I wonder about it sometimes, like where in the world is my right kidney?
Yeah.
I wonder if my recipient is doing well, and if
that's what I wonder. I wonder if the hospital even gave my letter to the donor. Because last time I was there, I asked, and she was like, "Whoa, I don't know about that." Got to go to your
coordinator for that.
But yeah, I really hope she did, and I'm pretty sure if they do have it, and she did, or if they do have the letter, I know it's been 6 months since the transplant because I have her kidney, so you know what I mean. I know she's been there. Recently at some point. So I mean, I don't know, hopefully she got it, or maybe she didn't, or maybe next time when I'm there I'll ask or find the coordinator and ask them to send it to her or something. I don't know,
but I would recommend it though. I really would. And even if it's not, I'm not telling you to go out and put your name on the living donor list for an organ. You can donate blood, you can donate plasma. You can donate all kinds of things.
Stem cells, right?
Yeah. No, we're thinking of
the bone marrow.
Yes,
thing.
Bone marrow. I mean, there are so many things that we have so abundantly in our bodies that if we just gave up a tiny portion of it to somebody else, it would absolutely change their lives. And when you think about you being one person, but the amount of people within your circle that you care deeply about, you're not just changing one life. You know that you just changed so many lives for the better. So it's a selfish thing. I'll be honest with you. I feel very good about it. Not in a prideful type of way or like a
just like you did something.
I did that. Yeah. Because I know there's somebody out there who's equally as grateful for what your donor did for you.
Yeah. And that's what we need, more gratefulness.
Yeah.
And some more love, light, and truth. So yeah, folks, I just wanted to, real quick, I wanted to mention something from earlier that you said. Boo and my mom were the only two in your room, and you said something about you saw like a look in Boo's eyes or something. Well, I saw that look too, and I told her when I was in the hospital because I seen the look in her eye, like her worried and oh man, I bet I can't lose my dad to this. You know what I mean? And
it's cool. Everything's cool.
I told her, I was like, Boo, I promise you everything's going to be fine. I love you. I ain't going nowhere. But yeah, so I just wanted to do this episode just to get a different perspective of things, and kind of get the other side of going through a transplant or getting a transplant. And yeah, listen, folks. So I've been fighting this battle my whole life, dude. I've had a liver or three organ transplants throughout my life. 3 organ transplants in, I don't know, let's say like 33 years or something like that. And how I used to deal with it was just doing drugs and shoving my feelings down, because I mean, dude, it happened to me so young. I was shocked and traumatized, and I didn't know what to say or how to communicate how I was feeling, but I do now. And all I want to say is don't give up. Just you're going to make it through this, dude. There's a purpose for this, and it's growth, and it's that's basically what it is. It's just for you to grow, and all the pressure and hardships that you've been through is just shaping you into the diamond that you're supposed to be. Okay, so just maintain a positive attitude. Be grateful. Even when they're coming in your room at 4 a.m, and then again at 7 a.m, and then again at 11:30 or 12, and they're constantly taking your blood and doing tests and doing this, you will make it through it. I promise you. But you have to have a mind state of knowing that you're going to make it through it. And like I said, man, if anybody wants to reach out or anything, I am willing to help anybody. You could comment on here, or my email's in there. I don't care. You could email me too. So understand that you could create whatever reality you want, but it all starts right here. So I hope that everybody has a wonderful night, and hopefully most of us get to see the planets and the eclipse and the stars, and there's a lot going on in the sky tonight. So hopefully everybody gets a chance to see it, because I mean, it's one of those once in a lifetime things. So and you know what, man, we've had quite a bit of those throughout my life, once in a lifetime things that have happened. You know what I mean? Just kind of weird stuff.
Yeah, never, not going to happen again for another.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope everybody gets a chance to see that, or at least check it out. And if you like what you hear, please subscribe, and please like, and feel free to share the video with anybody that you may know who's going through anything tough or hardship. I don't care. It doesn't have to be medical. It could be anything, addiction, whatever. I got it all, dude. Let's go. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just hope everybody has a wonderful night. I hope you start your day off tomorrow in a frequency of love and authenticity and truth, and you got to walk around and expect abundance, expect good things, expect synchronicities, expect this stuff. Look for it, and you'll find it. I promise you will. All right. So hopefully I'll see you guys in a couple of days. I still got some stuff to load up for the slideshow for one of the next episodes. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And thank you.